Morning, guys. John from our Hodgepodge Homestead. This morning I'm going to do our pantry chat here, and I've been going through a lot of the comments, and if I haven't got to your comment yet, I'm sorry. I'm not the most astute guy when it comes to working on a computer and all that, so I usually it takes me a long time to do that, but I'm getting to them. Today I'm basically just going to answer a bunch of questions and comments that I've gotten over these pantry chats and some different videos we've done. And I'm just going to go over a few other things and just do some talking about upcoming stuff we're doing here on the homestead at our place here. So I guess let's jump right into one of the first things. You know, back here, I'm going to go get them. You know, we mentioned earlier that we buy these different washcloths, packages of these washcloths pretty cheap. Like there's 18 washcloths here for $4. Those are going to be good someday for something. I had one of our viewers commented that we should wash these first because they're full of dye, and I believe that's true. That's a good idea. So if you're getting these for anything, Heather and I are going to be throwing these in our next big load of laundry, and then we're going to store them in their own tote as well. So I put them right there. You know what? I'm going to put them where they go. There we go. Everything's out of place. Everything in its place, all right? Okay. I was also somebody mentioned green coffee beans and roasting them yourself. Because, you know, I've got a lot of coffee up there, and I guess the green coffee, when you roast it yourself, it lasts way longer. So I'm going to be looking into that and finding some things out about that. Our first aid kit and our stock. We don't necessarily have a first aid kit put together like ready to roll. We do. It's just like a little small fish and tackle box type thing with the necessities in it. But as far as like if something really bad were to happen, we've got a lot of that stuff back here, and Heather and I are planning on doing a video on what we have and how we need to use it if we have to. Now, I'm not a paramedic or a doctor or first aid guy or anything like that. It's just in my life experiences. You know, I was in Boy Scouts for a long time as a kid. I got my first aid merit badge. Yeah, I was also an Eagle Scout for anybody that's going to ask. And then when I went to service in the Air Force, I was a law enforcement specialist where I did do a lot of first aid training and things like that, buddy care, that kind of stuff. So I know a little bit about it. I could probably save a life if I had to, if it was something minor. So we're going to go over all that stuff in a future video. I just really haven't had the time or the gumption to get back there and get that rolling, but we're going to. It's just important that you have some of the basics. You know, you have some peroxide, some rubbing alcohol, something to sterilize things. You know, have some good heavy gauze pads and Band-Aids, different stuff like that. You know, the creams and things. We've gone over some of that before. I'm not going to do it again right now, but we will. We'll have a video on that out soon. Let's see. Another thing is, a few people have commented that they don't have the space for a pantry like this, or they don't have a space for the working pantry that we have. And like I've said so many times before, this is my, I think, 5th time I've done a pantry. And this is when we first looked at this house, this is what this was going to be. And the lady we bought the house actually stored some jars and things down here also. It was a big storage room for her, but I knew what we wanted to make it, and we did. So I guess what I'm saying is you don't have to have this to have a pantry. Do what you have with what you have. You know, make whatever you have what it can be. Make it the best it can be, and tomorrow try to make it better. And the next day try to make it better. And I follow Justin Rhodes, and he says that a lot in his videos. You know, tomorrow try to do better. Just do 1% better than tomorrow. And after a year, you've done 365% better than you did on day one. Isn't that a cool way to think? That is really cool. And I'm really trying to implement that into my life, and sometimes I even do 2% better. So that's good. So just remember, if you're just starting out your pantry and you go to the store tomorrow, come home with 2 extra cans of food. Put them away. I don't care if you put them in a box and put them under your bed, or put them in a box and put them in the floor of your closet, you know, or reorganize maybe your pots and pans cabinet and have a little spot right there for them, above your refrigerator, any of that kind of stuff. As long as you start and improve each day, that's what's really cool, and that's what'll make it grow. Okay, I'm going to give a shout out to the Grizzly Hillbilly. He's done that for us a couple times on a video, and I think that's only fair to say hey back. And go to his channel, watch his stuff. He's got some pretty cool stuff. He's a young kid that's out there motivating other people and to be safe for themselves. So shout out to you, bud. Okay, I was also asked about you know, our dry canner. Where is it? Right here. The Food Saver Fresh Saver. I can't use this if I don't have electricity. However, I have this attachment that I can use a brake bleeder. I don't need this for the brake bleeder. I'm sorry. With these lids, a brake bleeder nozzle will go right in here. And if you don't know what a brake bleeder is, it's when you do your brakes, you want to get all the air out of your brake lines, and it's a pump. And you're basically sucking the air out of those brake lines. Well, the same thing happens with these jars. And I will get my brake bleeder out of my shop, and I will get it all cleaned up, and I will do a video on doing these jars with a brake bleeder for you guys, so you can see how that's done. They're like $7. You go to Harbor Freight, I think they're $7 or something like that. And buy 2, have an extra one on hand just in case you need it. I can't remember who said that, because I watch a lot of YouTube videos too, guys, and I learn a lot from YouTube, and I'm trying to spread the wealth on where I learn things a little better than I have in the past. Anyway, I can't remember who mentioned that, but I'm sorry. If I remember, I'll get it out there. But I will do a video on brake bleeding for dry canning stuff. Let's see. First in, first out. I've been asked a lot of questions on how do I know my expiration dates on a lot of these canned goods and things like that. Well, I don't necessarily pay attention to the expiration dates because my food doesn't sit in here that long to really expire. We go through it pretty fast, and I don't have one of the rolling shelves where you pull one out of the bottom and the next one falls. I just know the order in which I put new in. I always take off one end and I work my way. I work from the right to the left. So right here, my potatoes started here and now they're here. My carrots started here, now they're there. So you get the drift. Right to the left. And my lids are all dated. I do have dates on all my lids of everything. My canned goods, I don't date my canned goods because, like I said, they don't last very long around here. So I was asked about why a family of 2, we doing so much in quarts. Excuse me. We have an adult son that lives with us. We do a lot of family get-togethers, and so we go through them that way. Plus, like, you know, leftovers are great. You make a whole chicken for 2 people. My son can't have poultry, so it's usually Heather and I eating a chicken. We put a couple quarts of potatoes, a couple quarts of carrots in it, and we eat off that chicken for 3 days. So it's really good for that. So, all right, boy, got indigestion or something today. So that's why we do a lot in quarts. Now, my meats, you know, I do most of my venison and my beef and pork in pints because that's 2 pints. I can just get a lot more space with that, and I have more of those. You know, my chicken's in quarts. Again, that's just how we do it. But it's worked out better for us. I was also asked about my spice jars and why I use ragu jars and not, like, you know, just regular old canning jars. Well, number one, it's the lids. Even before they were hard to find, I didn't want to waste lids. I guess it wouldn't be wasting if I was using it for my spices, but the ragu jars just made sense. You know, we go through a lot of that stuff, and rather than throwing them away, you know, there they are. They've got a perfect use. And we do use the little silica oxygen absorbers in them, especially like in our salts and things like that, because salts will tend to get hard on you. So yeah, we do. That's why I do the Prego jars, so whatever jars they are. And I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 of my shelves labeled with my label maker. I've got 2 more shelves to go. And then I am going to redo all those shelves. I'm going to make my shelves a little wider and get a little bit bigger bracket to hang them up, because I've lost one, but that was my fault. I bumped it when I was pulling another one out. And the elastic I have up there works. It works just fine. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but I am going to get some bungee strap and run it across here. I can buy it in a long roll. So I'm going to do that just to satisfy some minds out there and my wife's mind here. So anyway, we're going to get that taken care of. Another thing that you really have to be concerned about in homesteading is your own personal health. You know, how are you? Are you... you know, can you physically do the things you need to do before you start a homestead? You know, sometimes you got to wrangle a pig, or you got to wrangle a sheep, or you got to chase a chicken down, things like that. You got to think about this kind of stuff. If you are, you know, make sure that you're treating yourself as well as you treat your animals. You know, feed yourself well. You know, do all the right things that your body needs to have. Take your vitamins. You know, I take a daily vitamin. You know, I'm over 50 now. I take a daily vitamin, and I'm only on one other medicine, so I'm doing pretty well. And that's Prilosec. And the only reason I'm on, well, whatever it's called. I don't know. You know, but I like to drink. I like some beer. I like some wine, and I like spicy foods. And if I eat and drink those things, I get indigestion. So I take that pill so I can enjoy some things that I like. There we have it. Let's see. I was also asked about the shelves that I built, that I put in, you know, that didn't come with this group. I basically measured my jars, and I cut 5 sections of 2x4 that would put me just above the height of these jars. Now, each one of these little sections of 2x4, the bottom shelf, I have a screw going from the bottom shelf into the 2x4. Actually, I did 6, I'm sorry. 6 2x4s, 2 on each end and 2 in the middle. And then I ran a screw from the top shelf into the 2x4. It fits right in there, and like I said, I need to do some for back there. I'm going to do one back there so that my jars aren't sitting on top of each other. You probably just didn't hear me, sorry about that. On the shelf back here, I'm going to do another shelf like that, so the jars aren't sitting on top of the others, because I know that's not a good thing. It's wrong to have it that way. It's my jellies, so anyway, it's wrong. It shouldn't be that way, and I'm going to fix that. But anyway, I've also been asked in a lot of different things about what canning books I use, and we just got this one brand new this year, but I've been using, you know, the ball books forever, and we just picked this one up brand new. Here's some of my others. This was a couple years ago, and most of the recipes are the same. However, if there's any changes and upgrades and, you know, things you should be doing, or new recipes come in, you know, well then, bam, you've got it. And they're inexpensive. They're totally worth it. Okay, well, what happened here? There we go. Now, when I first started, it was these right here, and you can buy these at Walmart. I think this one was $4.99. I think this one, yeah, here we go. $4.99 8 years ago, $10.99. So wow, they're making some, you know, cash flow on this. But I think I got this one at the Amish store anyway, so everything's a little more expensive there. But that's okay. They need to make a living too, right? Another one. Losing jars, losing jars. Yeah, problem. Alright, problem settled. Another one that I've used a lot was Better Homes You Can. This was, I used this a lot when I first started, especially with our salsas and pickles and things like that. So, guess what I got to work on? Yep, it's time to get jars outside. I've got a couple stacks going, and I got to change that up. We've got a lot of stuff done outside with our garden fence. I don't know if you guys saw the video of what our plans are for the backyard. Our hoop house is done. Although, the only thing I had to purchase for the hoop house were 3 hoops. The cattle fencing, cattle panels. I had everything else. I had a big roll of plastic that was wide enough and long enough. However, it was pretty thin plastic, and we've had nothing but windstorms 2 days after I built the thing. It's holding its heat well, but I think I'm going to have to go with a thicker mill plastic. And my friend Jeff at Homestead Dad, look his channel up. He's a great guy. He's got lots of info. He's got goats, and he does pigs. He's got a high tunnel. He has a couple milking cows and all that kind of stuff. Go look his channel up. He's a good guy, real good guy here in Michigan. And he's got some plastic that he's going to donate to our cause, so that's pretty cool. We've got all our fence. I'm shy, let's see, I think I'm going to be shy 2 4x4s for my fencing around the garden. So I'm actually going to have to buy 2. Isn't that terrible? But I've gotten the entranceway, they're all cemented in the ground, and I've got the north end of the garden, they're all cemented in. So working my way around, then we'll start putting up fence and getting our boxes moved where we want them and things like that. So things are moving. It's only, what, the 13th of March or something like that, whatever the date is today. And we're just making things happen, you know, little by little, as we don't like to get into our budget, past our budget for anything, so we do it when we can, and that's how we keep going, you know. Find it if you can. If you've got a stockpile, use it. And that's the way we roll here at the Hodgepodge. Like I said again in the beginning, I am trying to get to answering your guys' questions and comments. We really appreciate you commenting. That helps our channel out. You know, we're not doing this to make a killing or to make, you know, I'm already retired, so I don't need to do it to retire. But you know, hopefully someday we'll get monetized from this, and we're going to take that money and we're going to put it right back into our fencing, or right back into more animals, or you know, housing for the animals, or whatever. So we're hoping this channel grows, and we've been doing pretty good thanks to all you guys out there. So, you know, share these videos with your friends and comment as often as you'd like, and I will get to your comments. Just know that Heather had a blast on the last one, and we really appreciate all the cool comments that you guys had with her being on the last Pantry Chat video and outside showing our plans out there, and she appreciated all that. She's a little camera shy, and you know, we're each other's yin and yang when it comes to socialization, so it works out great for us. And you know, I couldn't do what I do out there without her, so that's my shout out to my babe. So anyway, all right guys, so here at Hodgepodge Homestead, you know how it goes. We love improving our pantry every day by 1%, and you should too. See y'all later. So here at Hodgepodge, we appreciate all you guys. Yeah, I'm blowing this one. Hold on. So here at the Hodgepodge Homestead, okay. So anyway, guys, so here at the Hodgepodge Homestead, we love sending all this stuff out to you guys. No, that ain't gonna work either.